What up, though? We live in this thing. Let's go with y'all. Hella fuzzy. Hopefully that clears up. All right, it's clearing up. It's clearing up. All right. So we're waiting on Joshy Guns and Tony Baker. Joshy usually isn't late. Tony he's habitually late, but whatever. The weekend. I don't know if that makes a difference to y'all. I'm eating something ridiculous, some frozen taquitos with this nacho cheese mix I made with sour cream and the chipotle joint and the fire. Y'all say he'd be right on. Miss Pratt, what's popping off? Thank you for tuning in. Let me tell y'all something, man. Food be so damn good. This is how I know food was brought to us by God. We just did some grocery shopping, right? And shout out to Ralph's because they back delivering groceries. So, we don't have to go out there and deal with the masses and all that. But filled up the refrigerator with groceries, right? And I went in there to grab something out of there, right after we had put all the groceries up. When I opened it up and I saw the eggs, the bacon, sausage, the milk, the juice, the water, the fruits, the cheese, all of that, I had a sense of joy that overcame my body. It felt like I got a hug from an angel and God came down and just kissed me on my forehead. I was like, won't he, Will? Won't he, Will? Food, man. What's up? Peace, everybody. Peace, LaShawn. Isaac Gentry, what's going on? Bakari. We in here. Dreadlock, what's going, man? Am I gonna show? Hell no, I ain't sharing, man. I'm starving right now. If you was here, maybe, but no, man, I'm hungry as hell. And fire. Woo! Alfredo, what's popping, my boy? Hey, Dietra's in here. Dietra. Is it Dietra? Maybe I'm saying it right. Dietra. Shout out to Dietra. Part of the Moore Mob. What's up, Joshy Guns? Wait, is mine? Josh, your sound ain't on, bro. Virginia in the building, what's popping? Thank you. I just did a video about my hair. I don't know if it posted yet. Oh, it posted. Okay, cool. Let me post it to Twitter real quick. Oop, not that thing.
Yo.
Now we got you, bro.
How does it sound though? Because this is I don't know if this mic is lit or not.
It's good. It sounds good.
All right, man. No, yeah, I'll just asking.
You look like a real producer right now. Like you behind the boards, queuing stuff up.
Cut to C. Man, they be yelling in those live rooms, bro.
I was talking about a music producer, like you behind the boards, but I mean that works too.
Nah, well, I mean the entire joke is gone. Everything that I had going for it.
How you been, Josh? How was your week so far?
It's been cool, man. Honestly, bro, I'm tired emotionally.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's just been a lot.
Yeah.
There's been a lot, and it's almost weird and taboo to feel like doing this is not necessarily okay, but like a rotation of I don't even want to call it work because it's not, but it feels like, I mean, we should be doing more, but what does that mean?
No. I have to remind myself of what all I can do. And from my standpoint, that's just trying to bring awareness to the situations and spread as much information, true information as possible. Because it's not like I'm there to do everything that can be done.
For real.
But yeah, man, that's all you can do. And don't get me wrong, like on Tuesday, like I said, I couldn't even make a video. I had to literally take hours throughout the day to just get my mindset together, man, to be able to film that night. So I know what you're saying, bro.
Yeah, bro. And I've been working too, so it's like not like working crazy, but my schedule's been pretty tight. So I feel like I've been preoccupied. But like 2 nights ago, this wasn't even the night that everything turned up. Last night, it was 2 nights ago. When I was driving home, it was like 2 a.m. I have my little playlist going. And like that's when like everything hit me. Like I feel like that's when I like teared up, but just for the sake of just kind of like an overwhelming of like emotion.
Yeah.
Cause that's for the first time when I like felt like I sat with everything. I'm like, damn, bro. Cause that was LA riots.
Yeah.
In Minneapolis. It was like, and it's wild, bro, because this dude who I've been working with, he sampled this speech from like the 60s. I forgot the name of the woman, but literally the picture was painted like that was the intro to his record that he was working on. The picture was painted like verbatim how things still are. Yeah. Right. So it's like, every few weeks, and these are just the joints that are filmed, like these are just the joints that we're able to be aware of. Right. But it's wild how long things can go with like out changing at all, man. And it's just like a reoccurring, it's a reoccurring reminder, I should say, not necessarily a reoccurring issue because it's a constant, but without getting too low, it's just been, it's good to see you though. It's good to see you guys, all things considered. Man. What's up, Tom?
What's up, y'all?
Thank you for joining us, Tony Baker.
Yeah, man. Yo, I was out in the community, straight forgot what time it was.
Bro, I saw you walking 5 minutes ago on your story or on your live. I was like, this dude's not coming.
Tony just be doing whatever you want to do, man. I'm sick of him, bro.
The scramble I was doing, I was like, oh, booty was clenched.
Booty clenched, bro.
Booty was
clenched. Sick of it, man.
Let me get is it all right if I talk to the group chat?
Yeah, man, it's fine, Tony.
Don't forget to score, bro. For some reason, you weren't scoring some of the records last time. I don't know what happened.
You say what now?
I said, don't forget to rate the songs. For some reason, you weren't rating like a couple songs last time.
Because y'all wasn't asking me.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Tony, you are a member of this group, bro. We ain't got to ask you. You speak up.
No,
you ain't got no other time speaking up. When you telling us we talking too much.
No, y'all be talking over each other.
Yeah, man, that's fine. I'm sick of Tony.
That's the difference.
There's always something with you, man.
But if I'm in the group chat talking to the people, let me do that. Y'all quit telling me to get off my phone.
I ain't gonna stop telling you nothing. Shut up.
Sick of it, man.
We'll be sick of it, Tony Baker. Before we get into this, man, real quick, let me see if this one let me. Want to shout out everybody that's here. Shout out all the More Mob, all the Scary Squad. Shout out to everybody that is pulling up today. Super excited that you guys are here. I'm excited about this. I'm a big Freddie Gibbs fan, man. I listened to like the first track last night. I'm not gonna hold you, and I was like, more of this. So I'm
more of it, huh? I see what you did there. I see what you're doing, man. I see what you're talking about.
We got some good features on this joint, man. We got Benny the Butcher, we got Tyler the Creator, Conway the Machine, Ross is on here. I'm excited about all of those people. Like I like all of those rappers. The whole Griselda movement is like solid to me, bro. So I'm super here for all of this, bro. So what about you, Tone? Any thoughts going into it?
First of all, I like that it's 10 tracks. Yeah. I don't know what it is about 10-track albums. I like 10 tracks. I do like the fact that Benny the Butcher, Conway, and who's the third one?
Benny the Butcher, Conway, Tyler the Creator.
No, who's the other guy in Griselda?
It's Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher, and the dude that they say I look like.
Why can't I think of his name right now? Y'all know what it is.
West Side Gun.
West Side Gun.
West Side.
I like the fact that they're buzzing because it's just straight up gritty East Coast rap.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that that's getting some buzz again because I like that sound.
Yeah, I like the rawness of it. The ruggedness of it.
Raw.
They're not dressing it up.
Nah, and I like that. Like they not. I just like that whole vibe. And so and I was a fan of the Freddie Gibbs Madlib album Pinata.
Yeah.
I listened to that. Wait, was that because they did Pinata and what was
Pinata?
Well, they did two.
Mm-hmm. He did Pinata and he did this last one.
Okay, so Pinata was the first one, right?
Hold on, don't get me the line. I feel like Pinata was the first one, but
whatever the first Freddie Gibbs Madlib joint was, that was fire. I listen to that all the time. So with the Alchemist coming in, I'm a fan of the Alchemist, so hopefully this is some magic right here.
Oh, the Alchemist might be one of my favorite producers of all time. He's definitely in my top 5. And I don't like to pick favorites too much, but his way to sample is legit an art.
Yes. Yeah. Pinata was first, and then it was Bandana. Bandana was the most recent one.
Yeah, Pinata, man. I played the crap out of that album, man. Alchemist is on my list of favorite producers as well. I'm not sure where he would place, but he's in my top 10.
And he's been around.
He does some dope projects with Currency. Like when I was first getting into Currency, I fell off heavy into Alchemist. That's actually probably why I got introduced to him. And then he did some dope work with Action Bronson as well.
Yeah.
He produced the album between Currency and Freddie Gibbs, the Fetty. So I was like, yo, I'm all in.
All in.
Okay, well, we ain't gonna.
Hey, More Mob needs some bandanas, bro. Why don't you get some made?
Hey, man, I'm working on everything, man.
All right, I'm gonna shut up.
I just got it going. What was that? 3 days ago. Got the Discord popping for the More Mob. So we came on with the name. Squad came up with the name, and now we are. Here we are. But you know what? That's enough talking. Let's jump right into this, man. So we are listening to Freddie Gibbs' new album called Fettuccine, produced by The Alchemist, 2 amazing artists.
It's Alfredo to hear Alfredo.
What did I say?
Fettuccine.
Oh, did I really just say that?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
You want to call it linguine? Lasagna?
Damn. Bro, I woke up this morning at like 4 a.m. at like somebody called my name. Like that's how I woke up. Like, huh? And I could not get back to sleep. So I went live at like 6 a.m.
Oh wow!
I went live from like 6 to 7 or 7 to 8 something, and then I went and lay back down. But I'm still like, I'm out of it. So Alfredo is the name of the album. Freddie Gibbs.
Fettuccine.
Fettuccine.
I had to look. I was like, did I say it wrong again? Shut up, man. We're gonna get into this first track. It's called 1985, and we're gonna get it started in 3, 2, 1. Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's exactly what I expected Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist to sound like.
Yes. I love it. Listen, if I wasn't listening with y'all, I would run that shit back 16 more times, bro.
Man.
I like that slow beat. I've said it before, man. I'm a fan of the minimalists, right? Like, just the
that guitarist was going. You know, that guitarist's face was like this the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it was melting off.
With Gibbs' flow.
Oh, he didn't know what to do with it.
Man, that was fire for me, bro. I like every part of that. Every part of that. Huh?
I said, what an intro, man. I love intros. I'm a big fan of intros. Keep going. Yeah. I cut you off.
No, it's good, man. Like that, I feel like that really sets the tone for like where you can head with that album, man, or that project. So I'm all for that, bro. Like that shit was litty. I like it. If I had to rate that,
well, you do, because that's what we do.
Shut up, Josh.
Okay.
Just shut your ass up. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give it a 5, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why, and I don't think I'm being generous with this. The song had everything I like in a song. It wasn't doing too much with the beat. It didn't overpower the flow, right? It was enough to keep your attention and draw you in. When you first heard the guitar, like I'm a fan of the guitar, so when I heard that, I was like, okay, tune it in. Then just the little kick drum, that's all you needed. When Gibbs got on that track and he started hitting it with that rapid flow and he was riding that joint, it was exactly what I could have asked for and what I could have hoped for on that track. And it wasn't too much. Like Gibbs does have a history of putting too much on the beginning or the end of a track. Like he does that. He did that a lot on Bandana, where some songs I would have loved to put on repeat. I couldn't because it's a whole lot of talking at the end. But on this track, it was the perfect amount. So if I put this on repeat, I won't feel annoyed at the beginning or the ending of it. And the song wasn't too long. It was the perfect amount. It left me wanting more. And that's why I would put this on repeat at least 4 more times before I went on for the rest of the album. So I'm going to give it a 5 off of that.
I'm going to give this one a 4.5. Man, honestly though, I mean, I love that Alchemist set him up. It seemed like he literally just created the canvas. Freddie Gibbs didn't do too much because I feel like sometimes with intros, people could try and like draw in by like trying to show all the cards. But it was a great setup. It definitely has a replay value. I just don't know how many times I would personally replay that. So for me personally, that's why I'm giving it a
that's fair,
a 4.5. But I love the guitar in it, and I think it's you don't hear electric guitar tastefully like that too often, but that was done right.
It goes Tony. Tony finna give it a 1.2.
I'm giving it a 4.5 as well.
Okay, Tone. Okay, Tone. Okay, Tone.
That's how you start the day right there, first of all. Love the sample, love the guitar. If Freddie was spitting, he was just like, it gets your attention. You could tell it's super current because he mentioned Joe Exotic. So it's like, yo, he just wrote this. And so that made it extra good. I'm kind of with Josh. Like, I don't know how often I will listen to this song, but I'll definitely listen to it, repeat it. It's not getting skipped, but it remains to be seen how often I'll come back to it and just play and listen to it. So 4.5 out the gate is great. So 4.5, man. That's how you start the album right there.
I'll take that. And I know that I'm a little biased because I absolutely love Freddie Gibbs. Shout out to Gibbs, man. We've talked a couple times on Twitter about getting him on some projects, but we just haven't been able to link up in enough time. But I know I'm a little biased, but I like that track, and I agree with everybody with what you guys said. So
also, somebody pointed out Alfredo like Al for Alchemist and Freddie as in Fredo. I didn't put that together.
Me neither.
They're so smart, man.
Now the fettuccine, though,
fettuccine must be some nicknames.
Because the fet is like short for the school Alchemist went to.
In 8th grade. When he transferred over. Right.
And then the fet, the 2 is because it's 2 of them rapping. and producing.
Can we go? Can we go to the next song?
Oh,
Can we go
okay.
to the next song?
Oh, sorry.
Breaking everything down.
We're going to get on to this next track. Next track is called God is Perfect. We're going to go on that. We're going to get it started in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, man.
He wasted no time, man. I like how he kind of carried in that mic check from the intro to that check 1, 2. I also liked his flow sounds effortless.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just me, but he seems like his cadence is just it's a very melodic kind of not to necessarily compare, but it reminds me like that melodic flow reminds me of like a Biggie flow. He kind of just stays in the pocket of the beat, and it sounds like he never really leaves it by trying to do too much.
But he does switch it up. I will say that. Like, he started off the beginning of the track, and I was like, oh, this song, he kind of rapping like he was on the last song. But then he switched it up like maybe like 4 bars into it. He switched it up, and I was like, oh, okay. And that's when I was like, okay, he's talking a little different on this one. He was still talking his shit, but I enjoyed. I like when a rapper doesn't do the same thing on every track. Like switch it up a little bit, man. Like even if you do it in mid verse, like switch it up a little bit. And I think that's what a lot of people always say about the baby. Like, yeah, he can rap, but he rapped the same on every track. But he still be rapping his ass off, but it'd be the same on every track. So I think Gibbs is really good about switching up the flow midway through. He'll switch it from a bada 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 to bada 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 bada, and I think that's dope, man. I like that.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna give it a hard 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a hard 4. I like the direction this is going.
Yeah.
And it also sounds like the overall sound of it already feels cohesive, and I'm already a fan of that too.
Yeah, I would. I'm gonna let Tony go before I get my rating.
Where are you going, man? Why you put your backpack on?
Nowhere. It's the back support.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, man. Tony, we can't hear you. Go ahead, Tom.
Oh, you had me muted. Bad.
I did.
I liked it. I liked how it did. Josh was right. It flowed already with the first track. I'm a big fan of one producer album.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge fan of that. I like for albums to sound like, it was just cooked up organically with one focus in mind from just less cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So that track followed the intro real nicely. And Freddie was spitting again. And so I was like, man, okay. And I liked it, man. So yeah. They 2-0 so far on the project. I'm giving it a solid 4. Okay.
You know what, Tony? I didn't realize how much of a fan of that I am as well until you literally just said it right now. Because I am a fan of people like just having one sound or one consistent, cohesive sound for a project. But I also can appreciate, how Big Crit on his last album, he had like 3 or 4 other producers also get on it. And that was the first time he let the reins go and let other producers. And from that, we saw how different that project can sound, right? And that's the reason that Timbaland and Jay-Z fell out for a long time, because he had let somebody else get on the project. He didn't let Tim executively produce it, and he was like, nah, I don't want to. They fell out after that. Well, Timbaland was in his feelings about it. He admitted that when Jay dropped that Holy Grail album.
Oh yeah, that wasn't a good album.
It was not a good album at all.
It had a couple joints.
It had joints, but when you say it had joints for a Jay-Z album,
exactly, I agree. But Jay wasn't tripping off that, man. I feel like he knew he had already sold 1 million albums because they were already on the phone. So he was just like, here, take these leftover Lucy's.
Plus, they had Watch the Throne a couple years in between, if not the same year.
Yeah, Watch the Throne, I think, was before that, but Holy Grail was before 444. So, it's all good. But let's jump into this next track, man. I'm gonna give it a solid 4 as well.
I'm wait, 444, that was done by No ID all the way through, right?
I think, was it all the way through?
I think it might have been, right?
I think you're right.
I think it was all No ID, and it was dope.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get into this next track. We're going up to Scotty Beam.
Shouts to Scotty Beam.
This is track 3, and we're gonna get it started in 3, 2, 1. Yeah. What's up, Tom? Why don't you go first for once, man?
All right. Am I unmuted?
Yeah, you're unmuted.
All right. Now I want to hear Rick Ross' Alchemist project.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Rick Ross complimented that track nicely.
Yeah.
I love the 70s vibe of. That's one thing I like about Alchemist, man. You can hear the crackling of the LP.
Yeah.
Playing
that
sample.
That sizzling bacon, man.
Yeah, I love that sound, man. It just be. It's a 70s vibe that I always love, and like I really like that production right there. And they were spitting once again, and Rick Ross added nicely. I'm giving it a 4, solid 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna give that a solid. Well, let me preface it, man. Alchemist's range in his ability to make beats is crazy, bro. That's probably one of the smoothest beats I've heard in a minute. At least, I mean, I can't think immediately of like that type of structure that he's put on something else. But you really feel like there was a jazz element to it. It and also the way that Ross kind of came in, bro, it sounded like an older Ross, the way he was rapping. It was it was super smooth, and like everything felt very cohesive. I was expecting Scotty Beam by the title to be a different type of song. But I'm a fan of it, man. I might replay that one because I'd like to sit with Ross's verse again. Yeah. I'm gonna give that one a 4.5 because that was a little late night vibe pocket, but he was also saying some real stuff on there too. So I would like to I think even Freddie said something about like revolution is a genocide. My execution might be televised if I caught that right. But I mean, I would like to go back and kind of dissect a little bit, but solid 4.5.
I respect that. I respect that. I'm a huge Ross fan, man. I love the fact that Ross is quotably one of the biggest rappers in the game, and started his own company. Not a lot of rappers can start their own company and be successful with it. Jay did it. Kanye did it. Even Nas didn't really do it like to the effect that those two did it. But the way Ross did it, to bring Wale out, McMill out, even though Rocky Fresh didn't get all the shine that, we had hoped for, him and Stolly, he still had them out. He had Gunplay out, Magazine out. He has a pretty good roster of records. And I feel like Ross has always kind of reached back to like the generation after him. So like, he reaches back with Currency, he reaches back with Freddie Gibbs, he reaches back with Wiz. He's not a rapper that feels like he's too big to reach back. And I like that about Ross. And I've always feel like Ross has a different type of swag to him. Like he adds a different type of feeling, a different type of vibe to the track. It's like grown gangster music. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't just running around just shooting everybody up. It's like, I'm gonna tell you that I'm gonna shoot you with this all gold gun with a pearl handle that I had made in Colombia. And like, it's the details that he puts in it. Like, I feel like if gangsters still had like lounges, not like nightclubs, but like lounges where there was somebody on the piano and all of that, Ross would be like played there because it's like sophisticated trap music, I kind of feel like. So I feel like any track that he's on, given the range and the freedom, he's going to elevate it. So I'm going to give that one a 4.5 myself. Big fan of that one.
Sophisticated trap music. I like that.
I like that too. That was pretty smooth.
Yeah. So I'm feeling that one, man. This album is, hey man, we on the play right here. Tony, I feel like Tony is being very generous too. Like he wasn't this generous with Deontay.
Oh no.
Hitchcock. Tony was like, nah, man, he was all right, But Tony is like, he's being open-minded. I like this side of it, man. So let's go ahead and somebody said Just Jeff. Oh, Just Jeff said Currency was before Ross. He was, but Currency is still looked at, I think, in a different generation in the sense of the demographic he connects with. I feel like he connects with a younger demographic because of the weed and the smoking like lifestyle. I think people generally think that Currency is younger, but you're right. Currency did come out first. Currency was actually signed to No Limit first, and then he switched over to Cash Money when like you see my girl better grab that. That song right there, he actually dropped on Cash Money, and he did that before he went independent. So he's been independent for years now, but yeah, Currency was before Ross. You are absolutely right, Just Jeff. So let's move on to this next track. It's called Look at Me. This is Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist, and we're gonna get this one started in 3, 2, 1. Look at me, look at me. Look at me, look at me.
That was a hypnotic sample.
Man, Alchemist, bro. Alchemist, bro.
The jazz influence on this album is heavy, and I am here for it, man.
Right. I like that whole vibe, man. It was tranquil, and I like that. You can just have that playing.
Mm-hmm.
That's some stuff you put on and look at the fish tank. You just stare at the fish tank while that track is playing.
And then the fish slowly turns to the glass and starts saying, "Look at me."
Exactly.
One comes from behind the shrubbery.
Mm-hmm.
You start smoking. Like, how are you smoking underwater? Look at me.
Look at me. Look at me. I like that joint, man.
Yeah. I was feeling that, man. I feel like Alchemist is really like showing off on this, and it sounds so easy. I know it wasn't like to mix and master all of that and line it up perfectly. But it flows together so well. You ever heard a verse and the words fit together so well? It seemed like it was meant to be said that way. And I feel like this song was like that. I felt like this sample was created 30, 40 years ago, and it was brought back to life by this track right here. And it was meant to be that way. And I feel like, yo, that's super dope. That is super dope.
Are you gonna rate it? I thought you were gonna.
No. I'll rate it. I'll give it I'm gonna give that one a 5, man. I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5, bro.
I liked it, man. And I think fish tank music just became a thing. Because like it's definitely that you get a little like euphoric vibe that you feel that that's the direction they're trying to take. There weren't any drums in that, and I think it's not easy to have that type of beat to draw you in for that long, especially with samples. Some people can kind of like overdo the sample with like how much they use it, or if they're trying to if it's too loud. There's a lot of little nuances, but Alchemist, bro, and I think that's one of the reasons why I like his production so much, is like he knows how to use a sample to complement like that element of the song. Like Tahir said, that sample is X amount of years old, but it fit just right with that song, and it was used. Not in an exact comparison, but his song "Hold Me Down" with Prodigy, rest in peace. Like a sample like that placed there complements the record. It's not just only for the melody, even though that's what it's also there for. So I'm gonna give that one a solid 4. Because the one thing I wish it had a little bounce to it, but for what it serves though, as a little euphoric piece, that fish tank music, I'm gonna give it a solid 4.
I'm with Josh. I'm going with a 4 as well, solid 4. It was hypnotic, and it's just one of those. It's so hypnotic, in fact, that it can just blend into the background and not really garner that much attention or replay value at the same time. But it's dope. So I'm going with the 4.
Solid 4.
I feel like to hear if we had some Tullamore Dew, if it was the later hours and we're listening to that, my rating probably would have gone up a little bit.
Oh yeah, if I was in the car right now at night driving through the city,
bro,
6.8.
I just told Farron, I was like, I cannot wait to play this in the old school, man. Like I'm slowly getting the old school together. As soon as I heard it, that "Look at Me" came on, I was like, I can't wait to play this in the old school, dog.
Yeah, that's
that joint is long. You see it coming. You see it been in the corner 5 blocks away. Like you see the front of that car 5 blocks away, making a right turn, and it's just the perfect music for that. 76 Monte Carlo, low joint, long joint, all of that, man. I'm here for it. So I'm rocking with this. This is excellent. We're gonna move on to the next track. This next one is featuring Benny the Butcher. This was called Frank Lucas. I like that already.
Lucas, let's go.
I loved American Gangster as a movie, so I'm interested to see what this is going to produce. So we're going to get this one started in 3, 2, 1.
Sign me up.
Yeah,
Who's the plug? I'm slinging the night. I've never wanted to sell drugs more in my life after hearing that song, man. That was hard.
Yeah, I agree. That was a solid ass track right there. I think the thing I love most about it is that it was a complete disruption in the flow of where the album was going. I feel like up until that point, it was like some smooth, chill, hard rapping and shit. But that just took it a hard left and it took us straight to the dirt. Like, this is like somebody straight outside on the corner, 12 hours by the same light post selling dope. You know what I mean? Like, really, really gritty. Cold outside. You see a nigga do this a couple times. Right. It's cold, the nose running. Like, that was gritty as hell.
I feel dirty, but I like it.
I need to wash my hands.
I do, man.
What was dope about that is that even though it was a departure from what we've been hearing so far, it still flowed within the same framework of what he already has been setting up production-wise.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a subtle tweak, but it changed the whole vibe of the production. But you can still tell it's the same producer, and it's still the same. It still flows within the album, but it just got super dark around that corner. It's just like a city. One block is mad gritty next to a like dope block with some nice condos, and right around the corner,
it's a gentrifying block.
Yeah,
and it's still that same neighborhood, even though this block is more gritty than the next block.
Yeah,
so,
I like.
I'm giving it a 4.
What'd you say, Tony? You giving it what?
A 4.
Man, you know what's funny is that song, how it sounds. The raps on there, even with Benny, that's what I had expected this album to be more so of, kind of going into it. I was expecting a little bit something like that, but I also liked it. It hasn't been so far. So when one of those records comes, because then it's just like not like, oh, okay, they put out a raps sounding project, which I feel like that might have been expected, you know. But when one of those comes in, you believe the raps that are being shared. And it almost reminds you like, hey man, it is what it is. I'm gonna give that one a 4.5. I like the bounce. That's that bounce I was looking for a couple tracks back. And I like how that's a halfway marker for the going into the second half of the album. Yeah, man, Benny the Butcher don't sound like he's one to play with. Not that I would ever press any lines by any means. I'm a peaceful individual. Solid 4.5.
Okay.
You said you're gonna need more guns and lucky horseshoes if you gonna run up.
The thing I like the most is how, I don't know if this was what this was or if it was intended for this, but it felt like an olive branch when he mentioned Jeezy. He's like, Jeezy used to say, "You want rapping ass nigga," and for the past 4 or 5 projects, he's only sent shots Jeezy's way. Because, you know, he was signed to Jeezy for years. And he said that, you know, I don't know what the riff was, but evidently he wasn't happy with the deal or the situation or something like that. So for the last 4 or 5 projects, it's been nothing but malice toward Jeezy. And on this track right here, he it felt like he was extending the olive branch. So I'm excited to see that, you know, he's either getting over that or he's letting it go or whatever the case may be. But I like the fact that, you know, he's not holding on to that. Like, we all love a good beef, but I feel like we would benefit more musically from them collabing and doing something together than them beefing. Because like, I don't think Jeezy's in that mindset anymore. So it really would be a one-sided beef anyway. So I really like that and enjoyed that part of the track as well. So I'm gonna give that a 4.5. And with the rating system, for those that are asking, this out of 5, it's 1 to 5 that we were rating each track on, and then we're gonna rate the album out of 1 to 5 as well. So I'm gonna give that one a 4.5 as well. He's no longer signed to Jeezy. He was signed to Jeezy. Freddie Gibbs was signed to Jeezy, Lionel Washington.
I don't think Jeezy's looking for smoke, bro. Even Freddie, bro, he's got a kid now. Yeah, it's just like
he got 2.
They're getting old, man. They're getting old.
Yeah, Jeezy engaged now. You know, ain't nobody like, you know, people getting money, man. Freddie has been through a lot, man. 2 albums ago is when he released that was his first album he had released after he got, actually 3 albums ago, after he had got out of jail. You know, he was over in jail in like Germany or something like that.
Yeah,
falsely accused of rape. And they held him in there. He was in there for like, I want to say 5 months, the better part of 5 or 6 months. So to see how quickly and how successfully he's bounced back is very inspiring. And I couldn't be happier for him, man. I love everything that he's doing right now. So let's get on to this next track, something to rap about. I'm really excited about this one because we got Tyler, the Creator, on there. And anytime I see like kind of gangster gritty rappers embrace Tyler, it lets me know that they see the talent that he has. Because Tyler's with the antics, you know, he wears the wig and he says like subliminal homosexual jokes toward Rocky and stuff like that because they're super close. You know, like I think the closer that you are, the gayer the jokes is, but you only do that like while you with your friend. Tyler doesn't care. He'll do it over over social media and all of that. And I think he's really enjoying life, but he also has a lot to say. So I'm really excited about this track because if Freddie Gibbs got him on there, that means he recognizes Tyler's skill as well. So I'm looking forward to this one as well. We're gonna get started with this track in 3, 2, 1. What y'all think, man?
Yo,
I checked out for a second, man. I went somewhere else. That was a vibe.
that production
Oh,
was beautiful.
oh,
Beautiful, man.
I was out of here, man.
Hey, first off, let me say thank you, Josh, because I didn't realize this album was coming out. I had went online earlier this week and I looked at all the albums that were supposed to come out on Billboard, and they didn't have this listed. It wasn't until yesterday I was talking to Josh and he's like, Gibbs come out tonight. I was like, what? I was like, well, that's what we doing. Because and then I immediately went to do Doughboys and I realized that I hadn't gone there all week. And sure enough, they had it right there. But yo, super glad we picked this album right here, man. Super glad. Tyler was rapping his ass off.
He was.
That nigga said, if you a Mexican, you get cleaned up with the mop. And at first I was like, you did? You talking about Mexican? And I was like, no. He said Mexican. Like, it was great wordplay. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Tyler, man.
He has some gems on there, man.
Yeah, man. Tyler was rapping, and also I like Tyler's last album, but he's always experimental, with his sound. And I mean, even with Flower Boy? I like that album, but this last one, he almost I feel like he tried to do a little too much on some records with his voice. But the fact that he came in just clean voice raps on this one reminded me of like an older version of Tyler when he would just get some bars off.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me miss that version of rapping Tyler. I'm like, man, I would like, that's a song I'd run back just to hear his verse again. Because he was getting his bars off.
I'm sick of you niggas, no cough. I was like, yeah. I was here for that lyric, man.
Yeah. Tyler is creative, man. He's super creative. And I don't think people, I think the younger generation are definitely giving him his flowers, but I don't think enough of our generation realize that how dope he is. And I think a lot of people wrote him off of his first album. When he did the video and he ate the roast, people was like, oh man, I'm not watching this young nigga do this crazy shit. No, I'm good. And they just wrote him off after that. But yo, Tyler is mad. Goblin was a good album though, bro. Like it was a really good album. And I've seen nothing but progression in his skill and his craft since he's come out. So I'm a big fan of Tyler, bro. Big fan of Tyler. Shout out to more Mob Day in the house. I'm gonna give that I'm getting 4.5, man. 4.5 on that.
I'm going with a 4.5, man. I love that production. They was rapping. Freddie delivered once again, of course, and Tyler was a great addition to the track. I gotta give it a 4.5, man.
Yeah, man. I'm a match the 4.5 wave. Because that was a long song. Anything north of 4 minutes, I was closer to 5. It's tough with the attention span of today.
Yeah.
But I was locked in from the production to the raps. Tyler said we ain't leaking like a bracelet broke. I was like, man, he's so crafty, bro. Like he's really crafty. His pen is fire, man. 4.5. I was locked in.
All right, well, we got four tracks left, man. 4 tracks left on this project, and we are selling, bro. I'm really enjoying myself on this one. We're gonna get right into this next track. This is called Baby Shit, and we're gonna get this one started in 3, 2, 1.
Alchemist. Man. Freddie said got a pocket full of dead slave masters?
Yeesh.
What?
Yeesh.
Yeah. Now that to me was the biggest departure so far production-wise.
Yeah. I would agree. When I was listening to it, I said, this sounds like the newest beat. Like, this sounds like something that was like made all off of the synth, all off the beat machine. That one didn't have as older feel for it, but it was still in the vein.
Oh, yeah.
It still felt like, you know, a professional made it. Somebody very seasoned made that track right there.
Yeah, man.
This is I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, a lot of these samples, I think they're movie clips. And it sounds like they're trying to make like that cohesive
theme
movie type project.
I know that I could tell Alchemist always has a flair for the cinematic when he does his productions, and it reminds me of the stuff he would do with Prodigy on the Prodigy Alchemist joints. And that sample at the end of this is actually from the Godfather of Harlem show with Forrest Whitaker. That's on Epics. It's dope. I watched every episode, so I recognize that sample where he was talking about for every black kid that's born already in it.
It got dark. He said, "Nigga, baby, that's born."
Yeah, that's from that show.
Yeah, it got
that show dark. Is good. If y'all haven't seen Godfather of Harlem, watch it. It's dope.
Said it's on Epics?
It's on Epics, yeah. It's a good show. It's about 10 episodes, and it's dope.
I'm gonna knock that down in a weekend.
Yeah, it's good, man. Forrest Whitaker, and that was Chaz Palminteri that said that line. And I like that track, man.
Yeah.
Likewise. All right, time to ante up the scores. What we looking like?
I'm giving it the 4 pound. The 4.5.
I'm gonna give it the 4.5, man. That's probably one of the records I'm gonna go back and press play on after this. That's definitely got that replay value for me. I'm excited to go press play, so I'm gonna give that one a 4.5.
Tony, did you say 4.5 or did you say 4 pound?
4 pounds is the 4.5. So
okay. I got you. Cool. Yeah, I would go with 4.5 on that one as well, man. I think this album right now is proving. I mean, I don't want to say this prematurely because we got 3 more tracks, and you know, God forbid they are horrible. But this right now is proving. Knocking on wood. This album is proven to be possibly one of the best releases of 2020 thus far for me. Like just like holistically, it just one sound, one theme. I'm feeling this, bro.
And that's because we're stopping in between too. You know, imagine if we're just letting it press play all the way through. Like if you're driving, we're just letting it ride. This is a quick 10. What?
If we was to play this all the way through in the ride, oh man, cinematic.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get on to this next track, man. The next track is called Babies and Fools. And this one's got Conway the Machine on it, man. So super excited about this. Thus far, he has done the features right. He has, I don't know if this is him or Alchemist picking the tracks that the features should get on, but they are very precise features for these tracks. They complement it well, and I don't think that any feature should have been on another track. I feel like they did a very good choice of picking what beat which rapper should rap off of. So I'm excited about this one because this is actually, I think, the last feature of the album. So let's get right into it right now. This is Babies and Fools featuring Conway the Machine, and we're starting it in 3, 2, 1. Tony, I already saw that you said this is going to be the lowest rating you give any track on the album.
Yeah, that sample, even though it was groovy and I should have been like, y'all love this sample, I didn't love the sample. It was just something, it was too loud and it didn't flow right for me, man. I did like the All I Need. I like that, but
I liked it. I like that one right there too. I'm a fan. I felt like it complimented. I think the All I Need worked well with the melody that they had going with it. And I think Conway did his thing off of it as well, man. Like I was all in.
Conway was good.
Yeah, I was all in.
Mm-hmm.
Josh is still processing it. I'm looking at it. The gears are turning. Josh didn't like it either. I could tell.
I didn't love it. The all I need, or whatever that verbiage was, that's what's kind of saved it for me. That's what kind of like drew it together.
Right.
Because this one was jazzy, but it was almost too much of a jazz like song.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I don't know, somebody said that it was almost like, I think Tony, you said it was distracting.
It was,
and
man.
That kind of stuck with me. But Conway's hard, man.
Conway delivered.
Conway did his thing. I don't know if it was the beat for Conway though.
Right.
I'm gonna give this, man. I'm gonna give this one.
Give it what you feel, Josh. You ain't got to worry about that.
I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
All right.
Because I didn't love it. I don't know what I mean. Maybe if I play everything through, maybe if we didn't stop between Baby Shit into this one, then it might have had a different resonating feeling to go back to back with because a lot of these sound like they're ending with the beginning of the next song in terms of like it doesn't feel like it feels like one song. So I might reevaluate after the first play, but I'm gonna give it a solid 3.5 though.
Okay.
I'm going with I'm giving it a 3. It was just, that sample, man. That sample was so robust and like in your face. It was kind of like the vocals were, pushed into the background. So all I could hear was that repeated sample. And I was just like, But there was an element to that sample that I still vibed with. It still had that 70s vibe that I enjoyed, but it was just a little bit off. So I'm giving it a 3.
Okay. All right.
It felt forced.
This
song is the first one that kind of felt like me shove it in there for an even 10.
I didn't really get that from this at all, man. I really enjoyed the song. I thought it was dope. I thought it flowed well with everything that we've heard already. Like artistically, I think it lines up. I can see how you think that, it was a little abrasive and in your face. But I think that you need tracks like that to appreciate the other tracks. Not to say that this one was less of, but it was different. It wasn't like, it didn't fall in line. And I don't think that this shouldn't be like a deck of cards where it's different cards and just the face of it is different and everything lines up. I feel like, this should be like one of those big playing cards and then a small like miniature set of cards and all that. And they're all cards, but they all work together well. And you know what it is. Like, I don't think it has to match up perfectly with it. I thought that the song was dope. I thought it was a great way to use that sample. And I think that they was rapping their ass off again. So, yeah, I ain't being too nice, Tony. Kiss my ass.
And what you giving it?
I'm giving it a 4.
You're a nice guy to hear.
Ain't nobody nice. I like it. I like the track. And you can't make me feel no other type of way about it. So shut up. Sick of Tony, man. You know what would be nice, Tony? If you actually show your ass up on time. That would be nice, Tony. Yeah. Take that shame to the chest, playboy.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
All right, let's get it moving on to the second to last track. This song is called Skinny Suge. How you say his name? Suge Knight. Skinny Suge.
Hold on, what was that?
Nope, I said it. Skinny Suge.
Skinny Suge.
If I correct it before y'all catch it, man, you can't catch it.
Skinny Suge.
Skinny Suge.
Skinny, you try to like you try to fade out before you finish the sentence.
I should have just muted
That's that Skinny Shoe.
Skinny Shoes and Ladders. Suge is a weird name, man.
Oh,
I don't like
man.
that name, bro.
It's only weird when you look at it.
You won't say it to him.
You say what?
You won't say it to him.
Oh, he's in jail. I really wouldn't have a way to say it to him, though.
Yeah, I didn't think that through either. Let's press play on the song, man.
All right, we're gonna get started on Skinny Suge. And 3, 2, 1.
Yo.
I think that's the first time they actually let a track fade out without putting something really on the end of it. They just like let it groove out. And I was feeling every bit of it, 100% feeling that one.
I love that guitar sample, man. I loved it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that guitar sample was beautiful. Some people in the comment section saying it was too loud. I was like, I like this. I like this.
It drew me in. It locked me in.
Yeah.
The drums kept me here, but that guitar had me in the headlock.
Man.
I think people be trying to say what they think you gonna say, Tony, and then you say something completely different. They was like, "Ah, it's too loud," and you was like, "I was loving it every bit. They could have made it louder."
I was loving that guitar sample. I was like, "Ooh!" and it kept coming back because it felt like it was gonna be a chaotic use of the guitar where he was gonna keep changing it throughout. But no, he kept coming back to that same riff, and I was just like, "Yes." And it was just, and then the backing, like the moody noise on the underneath was just perfect, man. I was like, I like that. I like that.
He was all here for the guitar.
Man, I don't even know what Freddie was talking about in that one, man. I was totally caught up, Josh. I was totally caught up in the guitar.
I'm gonna be honest with you, 100% honest, Tony. Like when I was pressing mute, I was like, damn, what did Freddie say? That guitar literally mesmerized me.
I checked out.
I did not get one bar from that. Not one, bro.
Nothing. He could have gave me his bank account number and told us to pull up and take cash out. I wouldn't even know.
Bank account, Social Security, his last pay stub, and his proof of residency anywhere.
All of it. I wouldn't even know.
Oh man, I really like that one.
Me too.
All right, so what we feeling, Tony?
I got to get that one a 4 or 5 because I'm looking forward to playing it in the car when I go to the store after this.
Yes, sir.
Playing that track.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I gotta give it a 4 or 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna match that, man. I'm right there, 4 or 5 flat, 4 or 5 even. Because I think it was, what was it? Look at Me. I don't even remember now, man. The song that took me to a place, I revisited that place with that guitar in this, man. Because like this song was an enchantment. There was some sorcery in these beats, man. Shouts to The Alchemist. But yeah, man, I'm gonna give this a hard 4.5.
Okay, all right. I will see both of your 4.5s, and I will raise you to a 5.
Really?
That's your third 5 for
the guitar. I like the guitar. I like the production. I like Freddie's raps, even though he didn't say anything too crazy because I would have remembered it. But I know he wrote the track, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna solidify that 5 when I go back and listen, and I'm gonna remember something. But for me, I'm gonna give it a 5, and I don't care what you gotta say. Sick of this shit. We are on to the last track. It's called All Glass. Thus far, I've really enjoyed playing this album. It has been an amazing trip. I wish they all were this great. Wouldn't it be dope if we could just somehow pick albums that were all this great?
Man.
But yeah, man, I'm feeling it. So let's get on to this last track. We're gonna rate the last track, and then we're gonna rate the album overall. And then we're gonna encourage you guys to check out some music recommendations that we might have for you as well. So let's get on to this last track. It's called All Glass, and we're gonna start this bad boy in 3, 2, 1.
See you, man.
Solid
finish. Probably nothing really stood out big time about the production. Just nice little. It was a lively, gritty production at the end, but it didn't really grab my attention and snatch me up by the collar. Freddie delivered vocally once again. I'm getting a 3.5.
3.5?
3.5 on the finish.
Wasn't expecting a 3.5, bro. That was out of left field, man. I feel like that was.
You took it to the 3.5 zone?
Because the track didn't really stand out to me. It didn't really, the production didn't really have me like, man, this, that, and the third. It was lively. It was moving. That's why it's got the 3.5. But compared to the other tracks on the album,
Tone, I guarantee when you hear this track in the car, you're gonna feel differently about it, bro.
I can tell
certain tracks, I can tell that in the car, this shit gonna hit differently, bro. When you in the car and you driving, that that's gonna make you feel like you in a chase scene or you finna go do some shit. I guarantee you gotta give this one a listen in the car. I'm not trying to change your vote. You already casted that, but listen to this one in the car. I guarantee this one is gonna take you there. Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I would listen. I would give this track a 5 right now.
Man, come on.
To hear?
Listen. First of all,
you are the loonies right now. You got 5.
First of all, it's my opinion. That's what you don't not understand it, Tony. I didn't give you shit about any of the low ratings you did. I was like, okay, hey, that's how you
gave all good ratings.
You gave 2 3.5s, man. Nothing really was below a 4 on this album. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I gave a 3 and a 3.5.
Well, yeah,
everything else was 4 or higher. That's great.
Listen. I'm just telling you what it was for me. When I listened to this whole project, I was like, this shit gonna slap in the old school. You get some real speakers behind this shit gonna slap. And I know how I feel. Somebody said I'm bugging. Hey man, that's you. You might like sardines on your pizza. I think that shit is disgusting, and you should be publicly executed for that. If you eat
publicly executed,
what's the axe? Is that an execution with an axe?
I'll end this meeting right now. Say I won't. I will end this shit. I would end this shit right now.
Executed?
Tony, if you post something, I'm gonna block it and I'm gonna have it removed from the chat. Go ahead and hit enter. Go ahead and hit enter. Think I'm not that petty. I'm not that petty. I'm gonna send you the timeout for 300 seconds, nigga. Try me.
I was in mid-type, but you said that.
Here's my thing. I get what y'all saying, and I know how we feel about being too giving with the rating system. But for me, I really liked it. I love the beat. I love the production from the whole album, beginning to front, but front to ending. I think that. Are you still gonna post it? Time out. Time out.
I was waiting for it. I was.
You see that? That's what happened, Tony Baker. You see that? Messages deleted. About to hear more. You are in timeout. Tony Baker was in timeout. About to hear more for 300 seconds. You brought this on your goddamn self. I'm sick of your shit. Now, for me, this was a great album. I really liked it. But I stated at the beginning that I'm biased. I'm a Freddie Gibbs fan. I'm an Alchemist fan. All the features that they had on the album, I'm fans of. So I knew, given the history that they showed us before, I knew I was gonna like this project. But I love this project. This is something that as soon as this is over, running this bitch back from the top to the big speakers, we finna have a good time in here. So just letting you know.
Somebody said executed body spray.
Who said it? I'm out. 600 seconds.
Oh man.
So
you gave it a 5 to here?
That track?
Yeah.
I said I wanted to. I didn't give it anything. I gave it a 4.5.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 4. I think the outro could have been stronger.
That part, Josh.
It was a good song, but like it felt like music. You know, it didn't feel like that staple, that full wraparound, because you put together a movie throughout that whole time. And even the sound was a little bit different. It was a little bit more uplifting, not uplifting, more upbeat, I should say. But it didn't, like, nothing really resonated as far as like an outro. I feel like track 9, that could have been an outro. What was that? Skinny Suge?
The guitar.
I would have, man, if that was it,
man,
I would have been like, yo, this might have been one of the highest rated albums for me. But for that record, I'm gonna give it a 4. It was cool, but at the end of the day, man, execution's everything, you know? And and I think it's really important to execute a solid outro. What happened?
Josh, write something in the chat so I can put you on timeout too, my
No,
guy.
I'm good. I'd rather just execute what I'm saying accordingly.
Yo,
I just want to let y'all know y'all can download the album and create a playlist, and then y'all can put whatever song you want as the ending if you feel that way, Josh. Okay, I think that was a weak cop out for not giving this album its just due. All right,
it was a great album.
Good to hear.
You say what?
A 4 is a good. He gave it a 4.
I'm just.
No,
being
I get
tough.
that song. Yeah, that's song.
I'm just being tough. I'm just being tough because I'm
okay.
biased. That's all.
That's fair, bro. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was a good song. I just feel like that intro and that outro speaks cohesion, and I feel like they kind of lost it. But then again, maybe if I replay it again, I might feel something different. But I'm gonna give that song a 4.
Cool. 4 is still good. 4 is good. 4 is not a 3.5, you know. So it is what it is. And a 3.5 is fair. That's fair, Tony, if that's how you really feel, man. You know what I mean? I get that. I just want to let y'all know that Tony watches The Grinch every night before he goes to sleep, so he can keep his soul cold and dark like a cave in the Alps. All right? That's it. All right, so let's go with the album rating.
Based on just regular math, you know, for being the scale of 1 to 5, I gave 3 4.5 ratings.
Mm-hmm.
I gave 5 4s, and I gave a 3 and a 3.5. So I got like 40 points on an album that could have potentially had 50. So I'm giving it a 4.0, but since I got 3 4.5s on there, and the 4.0s that I did give were solid, non-loose 4.0s, I'm gonna give this album a 4.2.
That's fair.
I'm gonna tip this album for having a dope, cohesive sound that the album provided, and the wordplay and the raps was good. So 4.2.
All right, I'll take that.
Yeah, man. I had a great time with this album, man. And I can't wait to play this in the car. I'll be driving late after work. So I'm excited to play it during that time because it feels like Sonic. What are you doing, Tahir?
I'm waiting for your rating. Okay.
And the fact that I already want to go and press play on it, I can't stop. What do you I'm gonna give this a solid 4.5. A solid 4.5 because there weren't any throwaway records on there.
Yeah.
Completely. I do feel like there are a couple. It's not like I'm overwhelmed and I can't pick which ones I want to go press play on. I feel like I would need that feeling to be like, man, there's like almost every song has that replay value. Then that's what kind of pushed me over to a 5. So I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Okay.
Oh, this chat's having a good time. Somebody's asked am I old enough to drive. Russell, square up. Old enough to square up.
Cat James asked when you were gonna be on the on Zooming with the homies.
Oh, he don't rock with me like that. He fake invited me one time and then he kind of just left the phone unanswered after that. I don't know what happened.
Cat, I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. I invited Josh. I gave him 2 days. All right. I gave him 2 different days for him to pick which one. He was like, oh, I might be working. I'll let you know. Boo, boo, boo. I hit him the day before the first day. Hey, did you decide on any? Bro, you know, it's kind of last minute. I was like, well, hey, will tonight work for you? Because you can come tonight. We can get it tonight. cool, bro, I'll let you know. Crickets for 3 days.
That's not what happened.
That's not what happened, Joshua?
Mm-hmm. Would tonight be better for you? Tonight would be perfect if possible. I've been kind of on an on-call situation Wednesday through Friday. After that, crickets. Whose name did I see on that flyer instead? Mr. Kev on stage. Mr.
If you tell me,
I got the receipt right here.
If you say I'm on call, that's up to you to tell me if you've been called or not, Joshua.
Tuesday, you asked, would tonight be better for you? Tonight, I don't know what we talked about before. Tonight would be perfect if possible. I've been kind of on call Wednesday through Friday. Wednesday, this was Tuesday when you text me. Tonight would be perfect. Crickets.
But wait, was that
next text message was Thursday when I complimented a candle recommendation that you sent over, the Snuggly sweater. All right. And I went out of my way to buy this, $6.99, mind you. Not a bad price for candles. That's neither here nor there. But I had bought this. Smells great. Great recommendation. Thursday. I didn't get a text back from you. All I got was a little gift of this guy. That was it, man.
Yeah. Nah. That's not true at all, Josh. You know you're always welcome. All you got to do is say the word, Josh. I gave you multiple days to choose from. You tell them you're on call is me waiting like, well, let me know, Josh, because I don't want to keep pressing you about it. I just want to have my friend on the show. What day works next week for you, Josh? We'll do it like that. What day works next week? Man, now everybody's watching.
We could do Monday. We could do Tuesday. We could do Sunday if you want. I don't know the full schedule. Because I was boycotting for a little bit because I felt the type of way. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Let's do Monday, Josh. Let's do Monday. Now
Monday is perfect.
Okay, say no more, fam.
Locked in. I hope you guys are happy in the chat. I'm happy because I get to go join the show with my friends.
Tony, I got Tony Roberts coming on Wednesday with Jay Phillips. I would love to have you on that show.
Tony Roberts?
That's the epic. That's the epic friends, man, with the homie.
That's gonna be a good one, and I would love to have you on that one if possible. So Josh is on Monday. If Tony's available, Tony will be on Wednesday, and we also got Tony Roberts, who is hilarious and hands down possibly one of the funniest comics of our generation right now. Just hilarious. And we also got Mr. Jay Phillips, very talented. You've seen him in a number of movies and also a number of commercials. Super talented as well, man. So it's gonna be a good time. I'm going to give this album a 4.7. Simple as that. Ooh. I don't think I need to explain myself. My scale and my rating kind of tells you where I was going with it. 4.7 all the way for me. This is a great project. To me, this might be my favorite Freddie Gibbs project thus far. And I think that's dope. The fact that he could put out a project that I'm already a fan of so many projects and excel in this project. I think that's great. I think that shows that he has a lot of growth still left of him as an artist, and I'm looking forward to all of that. This album right here was solid as hell for your boy, and I can't wait to rock it again. So 4.7 for me.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to playing this in the car. Like I can't wait. So that's a great review. When you can't wait to listen to it again.
Absolutely. Lil Sean, I'm not having no dance off with you, bro. I'm not doing. He's been trying to go the whole time to challenge me to a dance off. No.
It's such a specific thing, though, bro.
I'm not right. What is it? What is this? 1980? You just come to my front yard. You put a cardboard box down. We're like, challenge. You start
brother. Brother, man.
I'm not gonna do it, man. You were going about this the wrong way to get it executed.
Oh man.
Josh, you made a joke? Somebody said I should put you on timeout. The more I'm gonna play that shit.
Man, we got snitches in this chat. I'm sick. You would have never seen. I slid that. That was 5 minutes ago, man.
Let me scroll back up real quick. Execution. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Good job, Josh. Good job, man.
Your notice to detail exceeded my idea of you, Tahir.
Let me go ahead and find your name so I can put you on timeout too, real quick.
Whatever, man. I don't want to jump this little chat anyway, man. I'll start my own chat. Discord, guys. I'll send you the link. I can't type it in here though. 300
seconds. How's that feel? Huh? Try to type bye to the people. Tony, I feel like you've been quiet because you just typed something. Let me see. Oh, there we go. There we go. Time out. 300 seconds. How's that feel? Huh? Y'all don't know how to act.
This is censorship to here. You can't do this.
Yes, I can.
There's an executive order.
Stop cheesing like a kid. He was like,
he was like,
he was trying to hold it
in. More mob full of snitches, man. I'm sick of it.
Nah, they ain't snitches, man. They keeping it real with the homie, bro. That's it. That's it. All right, well, listen, man, that's been another. Oh, actually, before we get out of here, Josh, you had something you wanted to tell the people about, right?
Yeah, man. The homie Problem put his album out, and I got to do a lot of the visuals for it. So I wanted to shout the Problem album out. The album's called Coffee and Kush. Available on all streaming platforms.
That's avocado, coffee and Kush. That was you, Josh. That's what it sounded like when you just did.
Josh did drop the groceries on that.
Did I?
Yeah.
Was it a baby fumble? Anyway, guys, if I had to pick a song, I would try the Janet Freestyle remix. You guys,
yes. Why is that, Josh? Did you direct the music video?
You know, I was a little part of the visual aspect of this entire album rollout, but you know, I'm just happy to be there, man. Happy to support my friend. I'll write the title track, since Tahir got me in YouTube prison. I'll write it as my name. For you guys to check it out. What up, Midnight? You good? You in Snips.
You in good company. You got Tony in that prison with you. You also have Sabrina in that prison as well. She came in hot talking shit. Oh, really? Time out. 300 seconds.
You got put in time out.
I'm hitting everybody with the hourglass. You come in hard, too hot, hourglass that ass real fast.
Also, D-Smoke and Sir put out their first song together called
Let Go.
Word. Yeah, I think that came out last night, and that's very topical for the current social climate.
Oh, I gotta dig in on that.
Yeah.
The cover's pretty interesting. It's like a Molotov getting thrown.
I want to give a shout out to, first of all, I didn't know Styles P had an album that came out. I got to listen to that.
Yeah, that came out last week, I want to say, Tom.
Yeah, I didn't know. And I want to put y'all on to one of my favorite albums of late last year. An album from Ad 2. He put out an album called The Jim Crow the Musical. And I fully recommend this album. It was probably one of my favorites of
oh yeah. You put us on that one on tour.
Yeah, man. Good. This album is great, and it fits with the time. It's fantastic. So Add to Jim Crow the Musical. Listen to that. Okay.
Well, since everybody's doing it, I would like to put y'all on to Big Crit's Crit Was Here. This actually
I was listening to that today. I was listening to that this morning.
It came out 2010, but we just had the 10-year reunion of it, 10-year anniversary, not reunion, excuse me, of it. And it's on iTunes now, which is dope because when it first came out, it was on, it was just like on like the mixtape websites. And for some reason, the sound was super low on it. And I reached out to Crit and his whole camp, was like, yo, I need a regular volume version of this. And he's like, yeah, man, we're working on it, but he was working on so much new music, I don't think he had a chance to get back around to it. So shout out to him for re-releasing that, man. I'm super excited to go back and play this.
And there's 4 new tracks at the end.
Yeah, man.
Wow, that's fire.
Yeah.
I can't wait to listen to this one. So make sure you listen to that. Was the first album that put me on to Crit. The first song that I heard Crit produce was Glass House, and that was like the last track on Wiz Khalifa's Cushion Orange Juice. Don't you want to sit there and listen to that? He produced that track, and that was the track. Yeah.
That No Weedy song?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's I'm really excited about that. So I'm gonna be playing that over the weekend, along with this new Freddie Gibbs, Alfredo, Fettuccine, Linguine, Spaghetti album. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Tony, you just typed something because I saw you doing something in there.
I've been trying to get back in here so I can put in the album I recommended but somebody got me in this stupid penalty box.
Put it in your name box.
Petty. Man, wrap this up, man. I got 8%.
Yeah, man, let's get out of here.
All right, man. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Thank y'all for watching. Everybody that stayed. This is another episode of the Best Silent Listening Party. We'll be back next week. We post the albums on Thursday for you to download so you can play it and listen with us on Friday. So make sure you do that, and we will see y'all next week. Peace.